The following PowerPoint is discussing aspects of the ethical interview project. The assignment will require you to engage in listening, observing nonverbal cues. We will discuss this more in lessons to follow, and writing. You are to interview someone in a leadership position you hope to someday work in or have a general interest in. The interview is about information seeking, which allows you to gain information to make you sharper and more informed. My hope is that this project will provide you with an opportunity to practice engaging in competent communication skills we are learning. I also hope that it will become a way for you to develop your networking skills. The interview should last approximately 1 hour. During this time, you will ask 9 questions, which are laid out for you in the assignment guidelines. You will want to ask follow-up questions to gain clarity and understanding to the information that is being provided. Be sure to take good notes during the interview. I'm fine if you want to use some sort of recording device. However, I ask that you ask the person you are interviewing if it's okay. Get their approval first. Notes are what will help you when you're writing your paper. Your notes will include the responses you were given to the questions that you asked. It should also include the different types of nonverbal cues you observed during that time and your interpretation of what you observed during the interview. Your paper should be 3 to 4 pages in length, no more, no less. You should use Times New Roman 12-point font, and your paper should be double spaced. Your paper should include a header, your name, course name, and date. You should have an overall introduction that introduces the reader, me, to the content you will be covering. There should be an attention statement, a thesis, which is an overall main idea, and a preview of points. The body of the paper should include responses to the 9 questions. The responses should be paraphrased to show me in summary what you've learned. The body of your paper should include nonverbal cues the person used during the interview, an interpretation of those cues that were being used, an explanation of how the nonverbal cues affected the interview. This is in general, and then a discussion of the 6 functions of the nonverbal cues influenced on what was being said verbally. This information will be covered in lessons to come. Next, you will reflect on your own personal listening style during the interview. You will identify the type of listening you used during the interview, strategies you used to keep engaged during the interview, and the different types of paraphrasing you used during the interview. Lastly, you will need an overall conclusion to your paper. This conclusion should include a signal that the paper is ending, restatement of the thesis, overall main idea of the paper, review of main points, and a closing statement. You will be given extra credit for this paper by submitting your paper to NetTutor or going to academic services to have the paper peer reviewed. More information to follow on the extra credit. Let's talk about how to structure and organize the interview. To start, you'll need an opening. The opening is where you establish some sort of positive rapport with the person, establish trust and comfort during the interview. Self-introductions and simple greetings should be used, regardless of the relationship you have with the person. And lastly, explain the process of the interview and how the interview will work. After this, ask the person if it's okay to begin the interview. Once you've gotten the okay to begin the interview, you will move into the body of the interview. This is where you will ask your 9 questions. You will also ask follow-up questions to gain clarification on what is being shared. Be sure to monitor your verbal and nonverbal communication during this part. You want to show the person you are interviewing that you are interested in what they have to say through your own body language. Once you've completed asking the questions, you can move to the final aspect of the interview, which is the closing. Here is where you sum up all your major points that were discussed during the body of the interview. Ask for any clarification of any unclear information. Ask the person you are interviewing if they have any questions. Lastly, and most importantly, be sure to thank the person for taking the time to do the interview with you.